Hi, everybody. Thank you, Melanie, so much. And I've already mucked up because mics are in dangerous times as well, actually. So I'll sort it out. How's that? I don't know. Am I on? That's the question.
You are on, and I'm going to secure you a little.
She's going to secure me. This is what friends do. We secure each other constantly.
Oh, gosh.
Is this part being taped?
We can edit.
Edit. I love that, edit.
It's good to have an edit feature.
Perfect. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank Melanie. It is a real pleasure and honor to be here. And we have been friends a long time and have worked through many things together, including raising children and many losses and delightful, amazing creations. And so I am also very pleased to be here at St. Hildegard's because this really is what you've done is create in dangerous times. You have created an incredible art space, inclusive community that is not normal, and I mean by just spectacular. So thank you so much, Melanie. And I also just want to thank my publisher, HARP, because they're dedicated to integrating work on art and healing, and there's not a lot of publishers that do that. They're a small publisher, Canadian publisher, and which means you can only get the book there right now. And I really am thankful for them. I'm thankful to Barbara Houston, who's an amazing Newfoundland artist, who's the cover of the book, and my son Micah, who designed it, and all of the many people that endorsed the book. I'm really thankful to them, and my husband, who's been incredibly supportive in so many ways that I couldn't even count them. And I know that this is the support because I've many years not had support, so I'm very thankful. So I'm going to just kind of tell you what the book is about a little bit and why I wrote it, and then I'm going to read you some, and Claire will come back up and do some amazing pieces, and we may even have some time to write, and I'll read you some more. So first, I just want to say that creativity is our birthright. It is not just for artists or dancers or musicians or actors, professional imaginators. It is what it means to be human. We create just as we come out of the womb. We move. Our movement is our first language. We create as part of being human. And part of being human is that we don't know what's going to happen, and so we have to risk. And creativity is all about risk. And we know that we're in dangerous times, and I've thought about writing this book for a long time. In fact, I bought the domain name way before I even wrote the book, because that's what you do, right? I'm not even using the domain, but like I better buy the domain name because, you know. But now the times are so dangerous, I could never even have imagined that. But I think they're not dangerous just because of everything that's going on, which we all know, but we have a crisis of the imagination. And there's a crisis of the imagination because we don't access all of what it means to be human, and we don't honor the fragility, the vulnerability, the difficulty, the sorrow, the grief, the joy, the ecstasy. And what would it mean if we access those as our palette to create, those as our notes to create, those as our movements, and honor even the difficulty of what it means to be human? And I say that to you very authentically at this moment because I wasn't going to share this, but I'm sharing it because I'm not hugging a lot of you. We were in a very bad accident on Thursday afternoon, and we must have had angels. Our car was totally totaled, and we walked away. And we're sore and all of those things, but I just felt, okay, I talk a lot about working with my vulnerability, that vulnerability is our superpower, so I'm doing this in my vulnerability. And usually when I'm toned down, if for some reason people like that, because, you know, when I'm really well, it even gets more louder, so, you know. So I think that fragility is the terroir of our transformation. You know, I love terroir. They're always talking about it with wine. You know, the terroir. But it's really letting all of those be there. And that is what we can use for the materials of creating. I've never been one of those people who have had hours and hours to create. That just doesn't happen when you're raising children. Even when they're gone, there's always something. So it is about being faithful in the small things. So I thought I wanted to write this book of essays. You know, this is what happens when you're scholars. Oh, we're going to write essays. And I just couldn't bring myself to it. Plus, I cannot write one more essay. I've written so many essays. And I thought, these prompts, these poetic prompts just started coming to me. They just came to me, just like receiving them. And so I thought, okay, that's what I need to write. Sometimes we think we know what we're going to write, but we don't know. We have to listen deeply in the creative process, and it totally turns around to something else. And so I just wrote and listened to a book of poetic prompts for us to be inspired and for myself to be inspired. Because it's not like I'm always inspired. I don't just like wake up, oh, I'm so inspired. I'm neurotic. Anyways, basically I'm part neurotic. I'm anxious. I have all those wonderful, now there's names for everything, thankfully, but we never had those names. But so, when I get resistance, I know that I'm on track. So, this is a book about listening to your own resistance. And they're provocations. They're provocations to live more deeply into the life that wants to be lived through you. I see these as matins. Matins are, in a spiritual tradition, to wake you up to the bell of your inner life. And so this is what these are. And I hope that they will inspire you. So I'm going to read you some, and you can all hear me, right? Welcome. Welcome all the parts of yourself to the page, to the studio, to the home inside. So the branches of your fragility, synapses of your neurons, exaltations and wounds can give voice to creation. Befriend the stranger within, who is pleading for an audience, wants to come out and play with all of who you are. Courage. No matter the size of the talent, greatness of skill, availability of time, each small creative act is an act of courage. Leap into the unknown, where what is inside meets the world, shattered, fragile, broken, precious, luminous. In all things, we exist, we create, we recreate. So how I've used these poetic ruminations, I've been performing them. I often read them to my students, to my grad students in particular, and then we write from them. And they're basically just for you to take one a day, and to sip and to react, so we don't get caught up in that tyranny of the urgent. Because no one calls you up and says, oh, hi, why don't you just create today? No, they call you up and they say, can you do this? Can you get to this meeting? Can you do this? Can you do that? So we have to be inspiring ourselves, because this is what we need to do. Okay, my inner preacher is coming out, really. This is, So risk. Allow the impossible to dance with the possible. Allow the possible to dance with the impossible. All in a spiraling from one part of the self to the other. Where risk lives, wholeness resides. Do you ever notice how kids risk on the playground? How they don't have any inhibitions, that they just go for it? Creativity is just about risk. It's just about playing. That's why I love collaborating. It's just getting to play with my playmates. And we get to play with them. I just don't have enough time to play. That's why I love creating with other people. It's like, where do we get to do that? Breath. Could there be a climate change to creativity? Pay attention to what restores, so inner space for the creative can breathe. And inhale and exhale the breath of what may arise. Slow dance. Take your pen and paintbrush, hands, feet, voice, and belly. Let them slow dance with you. Form the visible from the invisible. Art making is the great love story. Sometimes, this is called unfurl. Sometimes the creative path, I really should have got them to do this in like 18 points, and then I wouldn't have to wear glasses. Why didn't I? That would have been a good suggestion. Next version, next printing. I hate putting on your glasses, taking your glasses off, you know? I mean, really. Okay, unfurl. Sometimes the creative path is getting up and brushing your teeth, hydrating your body, then attending to a few small things. A dance of 60 seconds, writing for 5 minutes, pondering the sky. If you do this for a year, you'll have a performance, a book, and deep affection for the sky. I always say, you know, if you just write 20 minutes a day, you'll have a book in a year. You do other things 20 minutes a day. So, oh, I want to read all of them to you, but I can't. Dare. Write what you dare not write. Dance what you dare not dance. Create what you dare not create. Places hidden in your bones where longing resides. Your dreams ache to arrive, be massaged to birth. And I always find that the most important chapter in a book that I love the most was the one I wasn't intending to write, or the most amazing part of a performance was the one I didn't plan. So it's about listening to the unexpected and how that takes incredible risk, because most of us want to know where it's going. I still don't know where anything's going. Alter. Cooperate with your own nature. Are you a willow or a western red cedar? Are you a mountain stream or rugged coastal waters? Accept and celebrate your own texture. This is the only thing you can do anything about. You can't always alter circumstances, but you can alter your relationship to them. Place them on the altar. I love that we're in a church. Place them on the altar, and they will be altered. Come on in, those of you just coming in. Oh, there's water out there and cookies. Porous. Stay open, let part of you breathe into what may arrive. Expect epiphanies to birth in your flesh, where a new pathway hydrates what is longing for a return. To know you are made to create, to live, to feel deeply, nurture perforations, stay porous. Or I should say stay cool, because they're just getting hot in here. Okay. Well, I'm talking about hydration, so, you can all take your hydration. I've been thinking a lot about rest and how rest is really important for creativity. I talk a lot about horizontal inquiry. As scholars, we just make everything into research. But really, there's something about rest is where we replenish. And I think life is faithful enough to give us enough stress. That's what we know will happen. And so rest is actually just as important to the creative process. So rest. Could rest be as important as productivity? Could rest be the soil for seeds to grow, germinating ideas so they replenish? Trust the landscape of tiredness, inviting you to Sabbath, abide in not doing. Okay, I'm going to read you a couple more, and then Claire is going to come up and do her magic. Be her magic. Be their magic. Sorry, be their magic. Unstuck. Be compassionate towards your stuckness. This too is necessary, a resting place for your thoughts. to sit on their own mat. Don't bully your budding creation, however it may take shape. It too is a child of unknowing, the slant of the creator hidden in the elbow of your dancing legs, writing arms, spinning mind. Gentleness and fierceness are companions. Foster each in this tango. Here you'll be stuck and unstuck. Choose. You don't choose a creative path. It chooses you. And then you must choose it over and over again and say yes. So Claire, you can I'll have you put it to the right height.
Clare Morgan, Celtic harpist and a dear friend. What can I say? Your music will say it. Welcome, Clare.
I just have 3 songs that I think all, to a certain extent, address creating in dangerous times. The first one that I'll play for you comes out of an experience of companioning my mom through young onset Alzheimer's disease. Although I didn't know that when I wrote it, I wrote it and then I recorded it for myself and then I listened to it and I fell apart and I was like, why am I so sad? And I was like, oh, I wrote this about that. I thought it was about something else, but actually it was about that. Sometimes the song tells you what it's about. So that's kind of like a personally, in a sense, dangerous time. And that's where a lot of the best art really does come from. So it comes from also a video that I watched on YouTube that was a simulation of sunrise on other planets. And they kept going further and further and further out from Earth until they got to a dwarf planet called Sedna. And it was just like a really short sequence set to this really haunting kind of music. And Sedna's further out than Pluto, and so when the sun rises, it just looks like Venus looks in our sky. And it was just this literally a minute-long segment, and watching it, I felt so lonely. And I was like, wow, what an amazing piece of art. And so this grew out of that. It's called From Sedna.
Sedna, holding out my hope you'll hear me at the perihelion. Yes, I'm freezing, but I'll wait, love. Though I'm lonely in this crater with the dust, oh, my oxygen is failing. Ooh. And the blood inside my veins forgets your warmth and starts to crackle in the cold. Stretch your sun rays out toward me. I will carve out all my carbon and I'll burn it as a signal fire for you. For you, my heart. I am squinting here on set. Oh, the distance makes a mockery of you, 'cause I know you are majestic. You are plasma burning, furious and true. Now you're trying to teach me patience, refining me like gold within the furnace of the solitude. So icicles towards you, I will raise the stones around me in the cloister of this Arctic night. For you, my fire, I am calling out this litany to your light. I am calling out this prayer from the permafrost, my fire, my fire. Can you see me stained with thorn? All the fingerprints you've left upon my flesh. Oh, return, inferno, hold me. Oh, come close to me like mercury, no atmosphere between us. Oh, this cloak of mine is ancient. Oh, more ragged and beloved than the sheepskin of a madman. Stretch my spirit through the darkness. Let the void that lies between us be our marriage bed. Oh, let me love you there for 11,000 years. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I am calling out this litany to your light. I am calling out this prayer from the permafrost. I am calling out this litany to your light. I am calling out this prayer from the permafrost, my fire, my fire. Can you see me wave from Sedna?
Thank you. And I don't really remember where this one came from. Sometimes they just came, but this one, the dangerous times of, when you're in like a mainstream religious tradition and you're a person like me, sometimes you struggle because it doesn't always sort of give you the canvas that you need or want. And I'm always pushing against like every boundary that's ever been given to me. And I'm kind of like becoming schooled in various branches of Sufi tradition. And so I push and slide back and forth between the two, and sometimes push against my inherited faith of Anglicanism, which is like, it has this secret mystical heart, but like we don't talk about it because we're British, so you don't talk about those things, it's rude. And I have that mystical heart in me, so this came, it came out of my study of the Proto-Sufi text, the Conference of the Birds, which is an absolutely beautiful story that you should all read. But it kind of talks about how to truly fall in love with the beloved, you kind of have to be a little bit raggedy-ass, which I like, because I am already, but you also should seek it. So maybe that's the art in dangerous times, is seeking to see how you can let it make you ragged and act out of vulnerability. So this one's called Ragged Wings.
up. Ragged wings are what I need. Lover, bring me to my knees. If you won't let me in this fire still mine, my ashes for that love glance. Ragged wings are what I need. Ragged wings are what I need. Drag my carcass to the White House. Door's been eaten through by bullets. I see angels in the rafters, needing stardust in a wine cup. Well, I got nothing. Can you use it? By my emptiness, it's something you don't have. Ragged wings are what I need. Lover, bring me to my knees. If you won't let me in this fire still mine, my ashes for that love glance. Ragged wings are what I need. Ragged wings are what I need. A tar was right, a tar was right. I need ragged wings. A tar was right, a tar was right. I need ragged wings. A tar was right, a tar was right. I need ragged wings. A tar was right. I'll sing bawdy tunes of ruin till you open up the gate. I'll sing classless poems until you lift your veil and show your face. Won't you have me in my frailty, oh my lady, oh my queen? And kiss these ragged wings, kiss these ragged wings, oh my queen. Kiss these ragged wings, oh my beauty, oh my queen. Kiss these ragged wings, oh my lady, oh my queen. Ragged wings are what I need. Lover, bring me to my knees. If you won't let me in this fast of mine, my ashes for a love glance. Ragged wings are what I need. Ragged wings are what I need.
Thank you. Okay, last one. This one is kind of like about the first two and about creating beautiful things in dangerous times more generally. It's the first time I'm playing it in public, and this one belongs to Melanie. This is like so much of the conversations that we have about creativity in an institution that occasionally sees fit to support it and doesn't. Celeste knows. If you know, you know. I'll tell you the first line. So it's kind of cute how it happened, and this is one of those ones that like chose me. I didn't choose it. It happened. So I was alone in the parish where I serve, and I was looking up lyrics to a song for a band that I'm in. I'm in a bluegrass type gospel band, and the founder is a big Deadhead. So I was looking up lyrics for Grateful Dead songs, and I found this quote from, I can't remember which of the members of the band it was, but he was talking about the image of roses and how it's like an image that comes back over and over because it's such a beautiful one for humans. And so the quote was, "I've got this one spirit that's laying roses on me. I can't get enough of these bloody roses." And I was like, God, that's such a great line. I love that. And then I thought, man, like, isn't that art? It's like the planet's burning, there's fascists disappearing people off the streets, and we keep making art because, like, what the hell else are you gonna do? And so then the song came. And so it's Melanie's song. It's called Roses.
get enough. I keep planting roses, keep planting roses. I got this one ragged matchstick, so black and ever burning endlessly. Roses, roses, can't get enough. I keep planting roses, keep planting roses. They tell me thorns ain't worth my weeping, and I'm holding my heart out to be broken open. I think I agree, but Lord, I keep planting roses. Fool that I be. Now plant sequoias, and so what you cannot hope to see. Roses, roses, can't get enough. I keep planting roses, keep planting roses. They tell me that's no way to succeed. Show us your 5-year projection, and maybe we'll take you serious. And don't I know it, Lord? Planting roses, holy fool that I be. Holy fool that I be, knowing I might never see roses. Keep planting roses, keep planting roses. Holy fool that I be, knowing I might never see any beauty in my lifetime.
Want to give you a little opportunity to plant some roses yourself, and so we're just gonna, if you would like, this is totally optional. If you want to just, we're gonna have you write for a few minutes after a poem that I read you. There's paper and pens. You don't have to write, or you could write shopping lists, or you could just be quiet and meditate while Claire plays. But if you need to get paper, it's right here. You can get up out of your seats or pews, or it's okay if you'd want. And then I'll read you the poem and No one's going to read this. You don't have to announce it. You can write whatever you want or not write. Just a way to use the prompts here. I could listen to you all day, Claire. So this is called cooperate. How does one grow courage when defeat, disappointment, hardship wear down the bones of the heart? Courage comes from the word heart. The seagulls ask themselves, dare we fly today? They cooperate with their own nature. What are the obstacles to courage? What if we wrote, danced, dreamed, dared, planted, knowing our lives depended on it? I'll read you that last line, and that's what I invite you to write from. It'll only be a few minutes. What if we wrote, danced, dreamed, dared, knowing our lives depended on it? Thank you, Claire. Give Claire an incredible hand. I think every time I read from this book, you have to play. So writing is really writing, dancing, gardening, planting roses. It's all a way of listening. It's a way of emptying. So I encourage you to go back to what you wrote tomorrow morning and see what arrived and listen. I'll read you a few more poems, and there can be time for questions, and then we'll have a book signing. This is called Paddle. This is for my paddling friends here. You know who you are. You may be paddling alone, but you are paddling with angels. There are many in your life holding you in an embrace. Recognize the community of saints in your midst, even the ones who annoy you. Oh, okay, there could be a story in there about paddling, but I'm not gonna, I'm gonna stop there. Okay. I'm sure none of you have anyone that annoys you, right? Fallow. There is a season for slowing down to the roots of dormancy. Let winter have its way through the fibers of fingers which give themselves to create. Trust fallow time. Expect less. Observe. Ruminate as a task. Prepare your whole body for a blank slate, a still opening. I'll read you two more. One is called Story. Be faithful to the life that wants to be lived through you, only by you. The stories you have lived are the material for making, unmaking, remaking. The creativity to flow through your body to others. Be faithful to your own story. This one is Garden. Your art is a garden. Your life is a garden. Each day we need watering. Replenish the source. Making is the practice. Return. Keep creating in dangerous times. Thank you.